Welcome to How to Become a Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert, an informational session by Michelle Singh. I'm your host, Michelle Singh. Feel free to follow me on social media at SinghNBCT or email me at michelle.singh@usmie.com. Today's agenda topics include the Microsoft Innovative Educator Programs, the Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert Information, the Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert Program Overview, the Self-Nomination Procedures, Resources, and Support. The goal for today is for participants to leave this session with an in-depth understanding of the MIE Expert self-nomination process. Let's explore the MIE programs. The Microsoft Innovative Educator programs recognize global educator visionaries who are using technology to pave the way for their peers for better learning and student outcomes. There are a variety of programs to help both educators who are just beginning this journey, as well as programs for educators who are leaders in innovative education. The first program is the MIE program, Microsoft Innovative Educator. MIEs use Microsoft tools in the classroom and have learned the fundamentals of some of these tools. This is the first step on a journey of joining a professional learning network of enthusiastic educators who come together to learn, share, and grow. Educators can join the Microsoft Education Center and take the equivalent of 2 hours of courses, pass the quiz at the end of each course to earn 1,000 points, and through those options, they become an MIE or Microsoft Innovative Educator. The Microsoft Education Center is a valuable tool for educators and for MIEs. The Microsoft Education Center, or the MEC, is a place for teachers to explore self-paced, on-demand courses, learning paths, and resources that are focused on integrating technology into teaching. They also learn how to use tools like OneNote, Office, Teams, and other Microsoft 365 products for best classroom practices. The next step on the journey of the MIE programs is to become an MIE trainer. A Microsoft Innovative Educator trainer are educators, government or district trainers, professional development specialists, or affiliates who want to train educators and school leaders on the effective use of technology in teaching and learning. To become an MIE trainer, educators must complete either a 2-day in-person trainer academy or an online trainer academy, which can be found on the Microsoft Education Center. Once they complete the academy, they then have to train 100 educators per year to receive the MIE trainer badge and become an official MIE trainer. As educators become skilled at integrating technology into the classroom, they should consider submitting a self-nomination to join the MIE Expert program. This MIE Expert program is an exclusive program created to recognize global educators who are visionaries, and they are using technology to pave the way for their peers for better learning and student outcomes. MIE experts work closely with Microsoft to lead innovation in education and to advocate and share their thoughts about the effective use of technology in education. And they share this with peers and policymakers, and they provide insight from Microsoft on new products and tools for education, and they exchange best practices as they work together to promote innovation in teaching and learning. Before we conclude this section about the MIE programs, think about where you are on this journey. What are the Microsoft tools you want to learn more about and share? How will the MEC benefit you on your journey? In this section, we will explore the MIE Expert information. What is an MIE Expert? An MIE Expert is a change agent, a thought leader, a self-driven educator, someone who desires to work collaboratively, someone who is resourceful and entrepreneurial, someone who is passionate about teaching and learning. They inspire students with creative and critical thinking. They are willing to share learning with colleagues and other educators. They participate in educational and training programs, conferences, blogs, social media, etc. And ultimately, they work to achieve excellence in education using Microsoft technologies coupled with their innovative teaching practices. What are the benefits of becoming an MIE expert? To start, MIE experts have access to professional and career development opportunities and certifications. This could include free certification courses at conferences as an MIE expert, such as the Microsoft Certified Educator Certification course or the Microsoft Office Specialist Certification. They can also have access to third-party accounts that are partners with the MIE Expert program. Another reason is to share their expertise with world-renowned educators and specialists to scale their innovations. This can be done through the MIE groups or the MIE expert groups that are local, national, and global through monthly calls and meetings. Then educators can build educator capacity in their own community, whether it's in their school, their district, or at training events that are local for them. They speak and train and coach colleagues and invite them to participate in the Microsoft Educator Center and the community. They also share and empower through the power of Microsoft. Next, they participate in focus groups, giving feedback to development teams on Microsoft products. This could mean that they get invited to special groups where they can share information on OneNote or Teams or remote learning as examples. They can also get to test new products while they are in beta form and participate in pre-release programs for certain education-related tools. They are testing out new features and apps such as private channels in Teams before it actually rolled out, or branching in forms before it was public. Another reason is they get to represent Microsoft through product demonstrations and by attending events. This could mean presenting at conferences that are local or national, such as FETC or ISTE or even E2. They learn new and innovative ways to use the products through these experiences. The next reason is they collaborate with innovative educators around the globe. They get to experience true collaboration like the experience at E2. They get to collaborate through social media and Facebook groups and conference meetups, and even at the Microsoft booth, where if you're at a conference, that is always a place of home that you can go to. Finally, they can host regional events showcasing the use of Microsoft technology in the classroom. This can be through MIE meetups, or they host webinars, school PDs, lunch and learns, assisting with district PDs. These are all benefits of becoming an MIE expert. Being able to share the knowledge and empower students and other educators. I have benefited tremendously from the MIE Expert program. I have grown my professional learning network, my knowledge, my skills, my certifications, and even my experience traveling. I was able to travel to Paris to the Education Exchange E2 Global Conference and be part of a wonderful team of individuals who are from different countries around the world. These pictures tell the story of my MIE expert experience, which has been the most rewarding professional learning network that I've been part of and the best professional development that I have taken. To close this section on the MIE expert information, I would like to introduce you to Flopsy, the MIE expert mascot. Feel free to follow Flopsy on social media at MIEE_Flopsy. Flopsy shares important Microsoft information and updates online. Now we will take a look at the Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert Program overview. The Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert Program is a premier program created to recognize global educator visionaries like yourself. Microsoft supports this thriving community of passionate educators who are constantly learning, growing, and working together to change students' lives and build a better world. Let's see what the 2019-2020 program looks like. There are 575 passionate educators who are part of the 2019-2020 MIE Expert Program in the United States. Each red circle on the map lists the number of MIEEs per state. Feel free to pause the video here to find Florida and the number of MIEEs in the state of Florida. The 575 MIE experts across the United States are broken up into regional groups or cohorts. There are a total of 10 cohorts in the United States. You can pause the video here to find the Florida regional cohort. Each cohort has 2 to 3 MIE fellows who help to lead. They assist with disseminating information about the program, organizing local events at conferences like the FETC meetup, and planning participation on the monthly MIEE meetings. In Florida, Alabama, and South Carolina, there are 2 fellows, Paul Kostak, principal in Tampa, and me, Michelle Singh, Microsoft Learning Consultant. We represent cohort number 7. Now that we have reviewed the MIE program overview, take a moment to pause and reflect. Consider the 3 questions you see on the screen. What stands out about the program? What makes you most excited? How will it empower you, your colleagues, and students? In this section, we will get a better understanding of the self-nomination procedures. Here are the 3 requirements to become a Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert. First, you'll have to join the Microsoft Educator Center and have a transcript with courses you've taken on the MEC. Next, you have to earn the certified MIE badge on the MEC. The last requirement is to create a 2-minute video or SWAY that answers the following 4 questions that you see on the screen. In the next few slides, we will break down each of these 3 steps with tips and the requirements. Step number 1 is to be sure that you have joined the Microsoft Education Center and completed your profile. You will need to download your transcript from the Microsoft Education Center, put it in a location in which you can share it, and then create and share a URL to your transcript as part of the nomination process. You can find your transcript by going to your profile on the MEC. On your screen, you'll see the profile is located in the top right of the MEC when you click on your picture icon and then select My Profile. Once that opens, you'll select the option to view your transcripts. The transcript will open in a PDF. You can download the PDF, and then the tip is to create a folder on your OneDrive. You can call that folder MIE Expert, and then you can start adding resources that you'll use for your MIE Expert self-nomination. The first thing that you should add is this transcript as an PDF in the folder. Once you add it into your OneDrive, you'll be able to get the Anyone Can View link, which you'll include in your application. Step number 2 is to ensure that you have successfully passed 2 hours of courses on the Microsoft Education Center and have earned your certified MIE badge. You must be a certified MIE to become or stay an MIE expert. You can find your certified MIE badge on the Microsoft Education Center under your profile. Locate the badge. You can view the details of the badge. You can view the certificate and then download a copy of the certificate. You can also screenshot the badge and the certificate and add these to your folder in OneDrive for your records. Step number 3 is to create a sway or a video. The video has to be 2 minutes, or your sway can just have the information that's required. On this slide, we're going to talk about creating a sway. In your sway, you're supposed to creatively express what makes you a Microsoft Innovative Educator expert by answering 4 questions. You are supposed to share your sway in your nomination, in your self-nomination, and post it with the link from the sway. While creating your sway, access the share button. Select the option for anyone with a link. Anyone with a link can view, and then copy this link so that you're able to submit the public view link to your sway application for your nomination. The self-nomination tip is to take the sway refresher course on the MEC if you need some help with sway. There is also a sway template that can be accessed by clicking this link here. And that sway template gives you a framework for developing your sway. Once you duplicate that sway template or create your own sway, remember that you have to choose the anyone can view or public link for your application. Be sure to test this link in an incognito or private window or in another browser just to make sure it is publicly viewable, meaning no sign-in is required to view it. If you don't want to create a sway, you could create a 2-minute video that answers the 4 questions that creatively expresses what makes you a Microsoft Innovative Educator expert. Remember that this video has to be shared in your nomination, and you'll have to have a URL for that video, a public URL for it to be shared as part of your self-nomination application. The recommendation is that you use Flipgrid Shorts to create this 2-minute video. You can access Flipgrid Shorts by going to Flipgrid, signing in as an educator, and Shorts is located as the last option in the toolbar in the top toward the right-hand side. You can use the Flipgrid option here to record a short, and then just make sure that your video does not exceed 2 minutes. To be sure, write out your responses beforehand and practice before recording. Once you record your video, you should access the URL as the arrow is pointing to at the bottom toward the right of your screen. Please test this link in an incognito or private window, or open another browser to make sure it is publicly viewable, meaning no one is required to sign in to view it. The next few slides will break down the 4 questions that are required for the 3rd step in your application process. This is question number 1. Why do you consider yourself to be a Microsoft Innovative Educator expert? Go back to the description of what an MIE expert is and explain how you meet the characteristics that are described. You can also go to the MIE expert program information and view the write-up, and also view the Microsoft Innovative Educator expert description. Explain how you meet some of the key words and phrases that are used to describe what an MIE expert is to answer this question. Question number 2 asks for you to describe how you have incorporated Microsoft technologies in innovative ways in your classroom. It asks that you include artifacts that demonstrate your innovation. Your examples should demonstrate that you have cultivated a strong 21st century teaching and learning environment. Here you should think about the different ways you use Microsoft tools. How have you provided opportunities for your students to use these tools? Focus on the 21st century skills. If you look toward the right-hand side of your screen, you'll see a breakdown of those 21st century skills with questions and descriptions. Use this as a guide to determine how your students are using the technology in your learning environment. Remember to gather evidence that you can include as part of your application. And just a reminder about some of the tools, if you look toward the center of your screen, you'll see a screenshot from Office 365 where you can see some of the tools that you or your students may use in your learning environment. You can see at the bottom that this includes Minecraft. Don't forget that it also includes Skype in the Classroom or other education apps like Paint 3D. Question number 3 asks, how have you impacted the learning and growth of your colleagues? How have you reached beyond your classroom to coach or support other educators in their growth? For this question, think about how you have shared the Microsoft tools with your colleagues. Have you mentored anyone? Have you shared resources, helpful tech integration advice, or tech tools with any of your colleagues? This could be during lunch and learns, during PLCs, during department meetings, during faculty meetings. You could have shared this information via email, at conferences, on blogs, on social media, etc. How have you cultivated an environment of sharing and teaching and learning amongst your colleagues, either through training or just building capacity in your teaching and learning environment? The fourth and last question asks, if you become an MIE expert, how do you hope it will impact your current role in the next 12 months? For this question, think about how the Microsoft technologies can empower you, your students, and your colleagues. What impact will this have on you personally and professionally? How will you actively contribute to your classroom, your school, your district, your community, and the MIE community? Being an MIE does not stop once you become an MIE. The learning, the growing, and the sharing will continue. How do you hope that the learning, growing, and sharing will impact what you do with your students and your colleagues when you are an MIE for 12 months? Once you have answered the 4 questions and have met the requirements for the 3 steps, it's time for your application submission. You can go to http://aka.ms/MIE nomination to nominate yourself. Don't forget that one of the requirements is to set up a claim account at yourclaim.com. That will be part of your application process. Now we will quickly go through screenshots of the MIE Expert application so you'll know exactly what to do. When you go to the MIE nomination site, in the right-hand side toward the top on the gray area, the dark gray area, you're going to click Start Here. Then you're going to create your account by entering an email address and a password, confirming your password, and hitting Submit. Once you do this, you'll get an email from Microsoft Edu at eventcore.com, which you'll see at the bottom of the screen here. So make sure that this email address is added to your safe sender list so you won't miss it. You will begin your self-nomination information by entering your contact info, as seen on the screen. Then you will enter information about your school, as seen on the screen. Make sure to answer all the questions that have red asterisks and click on the Continue button at the bottom and make sure to tick off the option that says use the above information for all self-nominations. Once the demographic information, which includes your information and your school information, has been completed, you'll now start the self-nomination process, and you'll also see your assigned account number for your self-nomination, which is under the self-nomination hub. On this page, select the option toward the bottom that says Add New Self-Nomination. You are creating a new application as an MIE expert. So select the option for MIE expert and hit continue. On this page, make sure you select where it says, is your school a showcase school? You can answer yes or no to that depending on whether or not your school is a showcase school. Hit continue. This next page just reminds you of the 3 requirements or the 3 steps that you'll need for the MIE application. This includes on step number 2 the information about creating or setting up an Acclaim account. On your application, you'll notice that the first option here is to link to your transcript from the Microsoft Education Center. This is where you'll add the URL, the public view URL for your transcript if you've uploaded it to your OneDrive as suggested. The next option is to tell them that you have earned your Microsoft Innovative Educator badge on the MEC by just selecting yes. You can select or fill out the next 3 options for your social media profiles if you have them. And then at the bottom, you'll need to put the email address that is associated with your Acclaim account. Answer the questions as it relates to your role and what you teach and your school or organization email. Respond yes or no to your experience or your school or organization's experience with the Microsoft tools. Continue by answering yes or no to the questions that relate to the different Microsoft programs that you may have taken part in for this year and what devices are used in your school or organization. If you've taken any Microsoft certification exams, you can check it off there. And the last part is to make sure that you post the URL to either your video or your sway. Please remember that your sway has to be the public view link. And if you've done your video using Flipgrid Shorts, you'll copy that URL that you grab from Flipgrid. Go ahead and accept and hit continue. Please note that clicking continue on that last page does submit your application. Once you submit, you will receive a confirmation email from Microsoft EDU at eventcore.com. So please make sure that that's in your safe sender list as mentioned before. Also note that you can update your information anytime before the deadline. To do this, just sign back into your application and then select what you would like to update. The self-nominations for the MIE Expert program of 2020 to 2021 will close on July 15th, 2020. The new cohort of MIEEs will be publicly announced at the end of August 2020. Once your application has been submitted, you will receive an email making sure that you have met the following prerequisites before the deadline. The email will list these 6 things. It will ask if you're an active member of the Microsoft Educator Center, if you've earned your MIE badge, did you share a copy of your MEC transcript, have you posted any EdTech helpful tips and tricks on social media to share your expertise, did you include your 2-minute video or sway, and did it address those questions, those 4 questions that show how you've incorporated Microsoft tools in innovative ways, and did you express why you consider yourself to be a Microsoft Innovative Educator expert and how becoming one will impact your current role. So these 6 points here that are in that email ultimately align with those 3 requirements that you had to complete for the application. It's important to note that each year after becoming an MIEE, you will have to renominate yourself for the program. The 4 requirements that you see on the screen are the current renomination requirements. They include a screenshot of your badges on the Microsoft Education Center, a screenshot of training events, including the number of people trained that's reported to the Microsoft Education Training Tracker, and a description of the people you've brought in from the MIE community, from your community, and a list of all of the MIE events with a description of these events that you've participated in and even hosted yourself, including photos, links, and tweets. So as you are on this journey as an MIE expert, if you are selected, start keeping track and taking pictures and saving these items because you will need them to renominate yourself in 12 months. Understanding the self-nomination process was the goal of this session. The information provided in this section outlined the steps you should take with your MIE expert self-nomination application. If you have additional questions, please email me at michelle.singh@usmie.com. In addition, if you do submit an application, also send me an email so I can submit your name. To close, we'll take a look at some resources and support that you'll have access to. To ask questions about the MIE Expert Program, you can email usaexp@microsoft.com. To access Microsoft product information and get support on products, you can go to aka.ms/edu support. And finally, you can access the Microsoft Education Center at education.microsoft.com. Thank you for your time and your commitment to teaching and learning with technology. Good luck on your MIEE self-nomination application.